Anyway, you can correct me. It's a cold water swimming therapy group.
No, therapy's too.
Well, therapy's
No.
a bit much.
So what is it? What is Cruix Dooks?
Cold water dooking for our benefits.
Uh-huh.
Everybody gets something different out of it.
Right. Okay. So what kind of benefits would you say, Stuart?
Obviously, you get the dopamine effect and stuff like that. Connecting with nature, peace and quiet, just thinking about one thing at a time instead of your brain racing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're just thinking of one thing at the one time, your
Right.
body and how you're feeling, and
Mm-hmm.
that's the way it deals with me, you know.
Right. And you get a huge benefit from
Oh
it.
yes,
And
I was. If you don't mind me saying, I had some serious mental health issues.
Right.
And then I took to cold water swimming, and it's helped me. I honestly don't know if I would be here if I hadn't.
So it's transformed your
Yes,
life.
oh yes,
Right.
I've lost so much weight. I've made so many friends that I would not believe how much.
Right. Okay.
You know, it's
So
amazing.
Hazel, would you agree with Stuart? Does it brought you a lot of help as well?
Yeah, absolutely. Probably in a wee bit different way. Yes, you still get the being in nature and you get the mental health benefit. But myself, I've got rheumatoid arthritis and I've got fibromyalgia plus another few things. But the cold water helps my joints.
Right.
So it's swelling in the joints. So you go in the cold water and it is amazing. This is how I started. I started to help my joints. I used to walk with crutches and sticks, and now I don't need them so much anymore. And that is down to the number of times I put myself in cold water.
Right.
Absolutely is. So yeah, everybody gets maybe a wee bit different benefit from it, but as a group we all get something out of it. And
Right.
I think you need to get something out of it, because you have to get your bag ready, you have to get stripped at the side of a log, you have to break ice to get in when it's icy. So you have to want to do it, you know. It's a lot of effort, but it's worth every single
Right.
second of that
Now,
effort.
Kathleen,
Uh-huh.
I've got a question for you
Okay. Mhm.
and the other guys. Are you mad?
Probably.
You don't have to be
Mad in a
mad
good
to do
way.
this, but it helps.
Yes, bad
Right.
in a good way, but it's a whole experience. The cold water swimming. It's not just the actual swim. It's getting there, meeting up with all your friends, having a laugh, getting in there, joking and laughing. When the water's a wee bit warmer, we can have a good swim, come back, get out, get washed and get dressed, and sometimes we have a wee campfire and somebody bakes cakes. You have sat down, have a wee laugh round the fire, or just it's the camaraderie and just the benefit of being with people, like-minded people.
So it's very much a social thing as well as a
Definitely, definitely. And it doesn't matter what size you are, how heavy you are, how skinny you are, what colour you are, how old you are. It doesn't matter anything like that. Everybody just comes and just be themselves and thoroughly enjoy the whole experience of cold water swimming.
Right. Well, I was talking to you guys off air before you come in here, and I hope you don't mind me saying this, but you told me your age, or one of these, either Hazel or Stuart told me your age, and honestly, I couldn't believe it. Right? I'm I
74.
can't say that again.
I am 74.
74, guys. I wish this wasn't radio. I wish this was telly. You would not believe that Kathleen is 74. Would you put this down to the Cruix Dooks?
Some of it, yeah. When I was approaching 70, I thought, and I was bored after I retired, and I tried several voluntary things, and then I was walking down the Clyde one day and I saw some people in the Clyde swimming, and I thought that looks great. So I joined that group and I swam in the Avon for a few weeks, and then I saw Cruix Dooks advert and I went up to the loch, and it just totally changed my life. I became younger overnight, more or less.
Absolutely.
And my attitude totally changed.
This is fascinating. I've been so looking forward to you guys coming in to speak to you about this. Not that I've got any inclination to do it.
We need more men, so you should come along.
Right, well.
I have a few, but we need more men.
Guys, if you're out there, men in particular, the men of Lanarkshire, Please join the Cruix Dooks. You will love it. Right, we're going to take a wee break just now, right? There's madness in here today. That was Elvis Presley and The Wonder of You. And we're here today with the guys from Cruix Dooks. Hi again, guys. Hello. And you are from the Cold Water Swimming Group.
Yes.
And we've been hearing all about the benefits of it. How many members are there in the group, do you think?
I think about 2,500 at the moment.
2,600 this morning when I looked.
What?
But there's loads and loads of swimming groups, and we're all members of all the groups because we go to different
Oh, I
swims
see,
all over the
right,
place.
right.
So 2,500 doesn't mean that 2,500 people are turning up at the Black Lock.
Right.
It means that some from different groups will turn up, so it just depends.
So overall?
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Right, okay, right,
Had
fair
people
enough.
coming on holiday and stuff and contacting
Right.
us and saying, oh, where can we go for a swim? I'm going to Falkirk and I'm going to Airdrie. And say, come along with us.
Right.
They have a wee duke and
And
stuff.
listen, I would guess that you would have to concentrate a lot on the safety aspect.
Definitely.
Right, can you tell us a bit more about that? What kind of, is there any safety checks?
Before you start, you have to make sure there are certain health conditions where you can't swim. Now, we're not experts. We are just able to share our experience with other people. But for safety reasons, you have to have the proper equipment.
What kind of equipment do you need then?
Well, we ask everybody that comes with us to wear a pair of old trainers to start with, just some kind of shoe that's got a sole in it, because there's lots of rocks and pebbles, and it's like old fishing line and hooks in the water where we swim, so it's just to protect your feet. We ask you just to wear like old trainers or something.
Right.
You need your bathing costume, and you need a towel and warm clothes for when you come out. When you come out, you need to get dressed quick as you can, because that's your body starts to heat up, but you need to get dressed as quickly as you can when you come out, and make sure that you're feeling okay before you go,
Right.
before you leave the group. But the one thing that we always get asked is, how long should I stay in the water for? We get asked that constantly.
Definitely.
So we wear watches, and it's constantly like you kind of keep an eye on people, but it's up to each individual to watch their own time. So if you can buy a cheap watch for the water, and that's a real, good thing to have, because you can time yourself how long you're in for. And how long you stay in the water is up to you. I don't know how you're feeling. I don't know if you've had breakfast. So everybody needs to control themselves. So you need to monitor yourself.
Right. So there's no right and wrong answer to that question.
There isn't, and that's the biggest thing we get asked constantly is how long you stay in. Now, when we go 3-4 times a week, we maybe can stay in a bit longer than somebody else that only comes once a week.
It depends on the temperature of the
It
water
does,
as well.
and it depends on you, how you're feeling. So you get to know yourself. If you start to feel unwell, you start to feel really cold again, or you start to feel warm, then you get out. But you will get to know the signs for yourself.
Right, okay.
We do try and watch everybody, and there is a couple in the group that we won't name, that we say, right, that's your time up, get out.
Name them.
Lois, if you're listening to this.
I'm sure she's listening.
But she knows herself now that she can only do a few minutes and then out.
Right.
Because she just, she needs to build up her tolerance a wee bit.
The water at the moment's about 8 degrees, so as experienced cold water swimmers, we would probably only stay in 10 minutes at the moment.
Really, and that's you guys,
And then
your
they come out,
experience?
Because there are some serious, if you stay in too long, you can have some serious effects. It's cold water shock.
Right.
You hear about people jumping into cold water, etc. There's a reflex. It's a natural reflex when you jump into cold water, just straight into cold water, completely, where your body, you gasp like that, and people swallow water, and that's how people end up drowning when they're not taking care. When you're starting cold water swimming, we would go into the water slowly, control your breathing, just take it easy going in. You'll know yourself when you can actually get fully immersed in the water. And then if you're big one, just at the start, I would recommend 5 minutes at the most for your first few times, and then you can gradually make it. In the summer, when the water goes up above maybe 10, you can stay in a wee bit longer. Above 15 degrees, you can stay in, even longer again. And you can double dip that day or whatever,
Well, I was going to say that, Stuart. Can I ask you this, right? So, beginners can obviously come as well, right?
Course, yes.
What about people who are really, really unsure about it? They want reassurance that it's going to be good. What if they want to just come in and stick a toe in the water and see?
Of course,
yeah?
yes. Anybody and everybody's welcome. We even had a big guy who moved up here who was a channel swimmer, and he joined us. We have people who have retired, and then they've said, "Oh, I want to try this," and they'll come along and they'll maybe sit and watch, and they sit at the fire and we have a cup of tea and we have a cake,
right.
And then next week they turn up and they've got their cosy on. Pair of old trainers, and they're in the water, and everybody's screaming and making all sorts of noises, getting in and out of the water. It's
People
just
are amazed
the
at
camaraderie.
how long they can
it's just
and how they
beautiful.
can
It really
make
is.
it. Really
Is there any age limit?
No,
I know
no.
you're probably, Kathleen, you're the answer to that question.
No, there's
You
no
don't
age
mind
limit.
telling us you're
No.
74 and you're great with it. But so there's no age limit.
No.
Do you get young folk doing it?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What kind of ages?
All ages.
We get
Children.
remember 15. She was 15, I think, when she started, and she still comes now and again. I think we've not seen her through the winter, but that happens a lot.
A lot,
We
I'll bet it does,
Yeah,
yes.
we get people that come in the summer only, which I don't blame
fine.
them.
No.
And then we get our core diehards like us. We just swim all the
Break
year
the
through
ice.
in our bathing costume. We do wear gloves and we wear boots to protect our hands and feet when it's really cold and you're
Some people
smashing
wear
ice.
wetsuits.
He's got a club hammer smashing the ice. So we do wear gloves to protect our hands. But apart from that, it's our bathing costume and away you go.
Honestly, I've got so much admiration for you guys. You're smashing the ice to get into the water. Right, okay. This is blowing my mind. How somebody's listening to this on Shire Radio thinking, I would love to try that. How do they get in touch with you?
Through our Facebook page.
Through the Facebook
Cruix
page.
Dooks, Cruix.
Yes.
Dooks. Cruix Dooks on Facebook.
Right.
And
Cruix as in Calder Crooks,
Yes,
and then
Calder
Dooks
Dooks.
as in Dooks.
And we swim on a Sunday morning at Black Loch, which is in the village of Limerick.
Right.
And that's actually in Falkirk district, Limerick, but it's about 2 or 3 miles along from Calder Crooks.
Nearer kind of Slamanin, kind of.
It's not quite that far.
No.
It's only a couple of miles past Calder Crooks.
Right.
But we're there every Sunday morning at 10 o'clock. When the clocks change, some people meet on a Wednesday night at 7.
Right.
And you're welcome to come along without contacting, and you can ask for one of us, Stuart, Hazel and Kathleen, if they're
It'd
there.
probably be better if you did pre-book so that you can expect new
Yeah.
people, yeah?
Yeah.
But
If you'd like to.
Yeah.
But if it's your first time, please let us know so that we can sort of guide you in safely.
Okay.
And
right.
that'll be fine.
Okay.
And I accept bribes of cake.
Bribes of cake, right? Any particular cake, Madeira? Or?
Oh no,
Gingerbread.
Jamaica
Gingerbread.
gingerbread.
Oh
my
well,
favourite.
right, guys, you've got that. Take that, write that down. Listen, guys, it's been an absolute pleasure speaking to you. Unfortunately, our time's up now.
We've enjoyed it.
You've got so much admiration from me,
You
and
don't
I'm
want
sure.
to come and join us one day, Brian?
Listen,
That would be nice.
well, why don't you put me on the spot like that? Well, I would need to go to my doctor first and see if he says it's all right. But listen, guys, I really loved speaking to you. Thanks very much for coming into
Thanks for
Shire
having
Radio,
us.
and I wish you all the success in the future and everything you do with Cruix Dooks. You're an inspiration to everybody. Thank you very much. I'm going to play you now here in Shire Radio, the Average White Band.